Really proud of the way our team bounced back. I think we wanted to be able to come out with a defensive energy, a defensive intensity for the 40 minutes of the ball game, and we had our lulls and we had our ups and downs, but I felt like overall our intensity, our aggressiveness, and our energy was much better tonight, and as a result, our pace was better and we scored the ball better. I mean, 7 players in double figures, that's outstanding. But mostly I'm really proud of our team for bouncing back and for coming with that kind of energy and effort.
Stephanie, is this almost a template for maybe how the Fever want to play? I mean, you want to play fast, and you really probably have more depth than most of the other teams in the league, and really got contributions, including some from players who didn't do much Saturday.
Yeah, it really is. Of course, it'd be nice to not have to play some players 30 minutes to be able to spread that out a little bit more. But some of that was matchup tonight. But it is. We want to push the ball in transition. I felt like our pace was much better. We slowed it down a little bit in our last matchup, and we really worked on trying to push on makes and misses. But we want to be disciplined, and we want to push with poise. And our poise was much better tonight. Our decision making was much better. But really, what we did on the defensive end, I mean, I know they scored 93, but they're a terrific offensive team. I mean, they have so many weapons, and our schemes were pretty good. Diana got loose a few times, Bonner got loose a few times, but I was really proud of our defensive energy and execution as well.
Marissa returned tonight. She had a great game, 11 points. Do you think her returning had something to do with the team's success tonight?
Well, I'm sure that just having her on the floor is, with her being a veteran, with her poise, with her composure, having her on the floor certainly gives everybody else a little peace and comfort. She didn't shoot the ball especially well or as well as she would have liked, but she hit some big ones, and she had 4 rebounds, and she did some really good things. And so for her, I think just getting her feet wet again, just getting used to the system again. She's had 2 practices, and I'm not even sure we went through everything that we did on the floor, so she did a pretty good job of remembering. But it's just nice to have that experience.
Is Erica Wheeler the fastest player in the WNBA?
If she's not, she's got to be pretty close. If she's not, she's got to be pretty close. But tonight she harnessed it really well. Like she utilized her quickness in bursts. But when she needed to slow down and gear down, she did. But I'd like to see a race between her and Bree, because I think Bree's one of the fastest in the league too.
You were down by 5 heading into the fourth, came out explosive in that final quarter. What was your message to the team heading into the fourth?
Just that we had to be disciplined on the defensive end. Like everything that we were doing was going to be dictated on how disciplined we were on the defensive end. We had to defend without fouling. We had to be aggressive. We had to be active. And if we could do that, we could get some turnovers, and we could make a run in transition, which is exactly what we wanted to do. We started slowing it down a little bit more when they started getting scores and when they started shooting free throws. And so we wanted to have a lot of energy on the defensive end and be disciplined. And I felt like our team really responded. And at gut check time, we were able to execute, whether that be on offense or defense. Yes, we still made some bonehead plays, but we played through them. We didn't let it bother us. We forgot about it and went to the next play, and that's attributed to our growth, and we're going to continue to grow and get better every day.
It's one of the toughest things in basketball is to play good defense without fouling, but they didn't have nearly. They shot forward the first half, made a ton of free throws, and it seemed like the second half you just didn't let them get to the line as much.
Well, we tried. They had 14 free throws in that second quarter, so that was a point of emphasis at halftime, no question about it. It was a lot of our initial positioning. It was a lot of just being lazy and reaching, and we just wanted to be better individually and be better collectively. And we know that when you're playing a great team like Phoenix, you're going to have some breakdowns. But we wanted to minimize the number of breakdowns, and then we wanted to minimize the number of empty possessions that we had, because I felt like those were the 2 areas, the fouling and the turnovers, that at halftime we needed to address, and our players responded. They did that. I love how aggressive they were to the rim, and I loved how well we played together. 18 assists on 33 made field goals is pretty good.
She seemed much more assertive and in tune with what was going on. Had you challenged her since the last game, or do you just think the first game just wasn't very good and she was more in flow tonight?
No, not really. I think she just was much more in a flow and in a rhythm, and a lot of it's matchup driven. Who's guarding her, who's she having to guard, what are we asking her to do. I'm sure that she has a benefit of having Marissa on the floor with her as well, because they feel comfortable with one another, sort of know how to read one another. I think that it was just, it was a bounce back game for her. She wasn't happy with how she played, and she came out and she made a statement.